Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. Thanks for coming by. I'm JJ.
And I'm Michelle.
Yes, she is.
Hey guys, we are doing a Chili Smackdown 2023. We've been invited to this collaboration by Not For Nothing Homestead and Kettle Kitchen. So every day this month there is a video. We've already watched the first videos for this month and they are super good. Lots of good tips. Everybody has a different recipe and every single one of them looks good. So I'm going to give you a few details and then we're going to go in and we're going to do our chili. So you're going to look for the hashtag Chili Smackdown 2023 and we will have a logo. I think this time I'm going to put that logo right above JJ's head right up here. And watch for that official logo to know that this is the collaboration that you want to watch. If you don't see it on their thumbnail or on their video, you go ahead and watch, but if you comment, you're not going to be entered in the giveaway. And there's going to be a live giveaway on March 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There are so many cool prizes. There will be Starbucks gift cards. There will be Amazon gift cards.
And that will be over on Not For Nothing Homestead channel.
Thank you. Yes, it's going to be on Not For Nothing Homestead's channel. And again, we do want to thank them for inviting us as well as Tony at Kettle Kitchen. Anyway, there will be a 16-ounce oversized ladle. So if you have a big chili, cook-offs at your house or something, or if you can, that might be handy. A gravity salt and pepper shaker. Oh my gosh, that sounds really cool. Chili seasoning packets, a garlic press, one of those meat choppers that make chopping meat much easier in the kitchen. There's going to be a ton of prizes because Ginger and Joey at Not For Nothing Homestead know how to throw an online party. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to get going in the kitchen.
Let's go.
Okay, here are the ingredients for the chili that we like to enjoy around here. We use a pound of lean ground beef. This particular grind is a 91.9. We're going to use some chili powder, garlic powder, fresh chopped garlic, maybe a little bit of onion powder, salt and pepper to taste. And we have one medium onion. We have 1 pint of kidney beans, 2 quarts of tomato sauce, 1 pint of black beans. When I say a pint, those are basically those 14.5 to 15 ounce cans that you can buy at the store. And a quart would be 2 of those cans. I do have a quart of pinto beans here. And then we do get these roasted mild green chilies. And we get the mild because we have a secret weapon that's going to go into the sauce, and you'll see that when we build the sauce, but I'm not showing it here. We also use our home canned salsa verde. We put 2 full cups in there, so if you buy one at the store like Verde's brand or something, that's a good one. It's very similar in profile to ours. And I may or may not add tomato paste, so I have it out here just in case we want a richer tomato flavor. And did I miss anything, JJ?
You said the bone broth, right? The broth?
Oh, I didn't. Okay, we also use a quart of beef bone broth. And I'm really excited because we know the kind of foods that we like to do. So I just want to point out that this is the sort of the end of some of our pantry items. Like after this video, we're going to have to do some more pintos, some more beef bone broth. We have salsa verde for a while. We'll have to do black beans, kidney beans, and then this summer is going to be a really big tomato year. And then also we just planted 136 onions, white, yellow, and red mixed. So it's going to be a fun year, but let's go get this going in our pot. Yeehaw! Okay, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but we have a really lean meat. So I am going to go ahead and just put the littlest bit, that might have been a half a tablespoon or so, of olive oil in the bottom of my pot and I'm going to let it heat up. I'm on a medium high. And I'm gonna let that heat up just a little bit, and we'll put the meat in and add some spices. The neat thing about this recipe is that we do it in one pot. So unless you have, you know, some rice or noodles or riced cauliflower or something like that on the side, you're not gonna need another pan for this recipe. Let's start by browning the 1 pound of lean ground beef.
So while she's working on the other stuff, I'm gonna break up this meat a little bit. And there will be one of these wonderful things given away in the giveaway. It's a Pampered Chef. I call it the hamburger chopper, but I don't know what the heck it's really called. But it breaks up the meat kind of nice, makes it into uniform pieces. So we'll get after this.
Now before we spice the meat, it's not completely cooked through yet, okay? But before we spice the meat, I learned a really cool trick from Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse the other day in her video, which is also worthy of watching. If you have any excess moisture or oil in your pan, use your little Pampered Chef chopper, or you know, anything that you have, and get a piece of paper towel and just sop up a little bit of that grease, because it will make for a much yummier chili and lean. I didn't realize that this was going to have that much oil in it, and I would not have added the olive oil. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and add my spices right here in the middle for a second, and I'm gonna toast them up, okay? Right now, I usually measure with love, but right now, for the sake of showing you how to make it, I'm gonna throw in 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of cumin, which I failed to have out when I was starting, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And we're just gonna toast those up real quick. I'm gonna break that up. It helps the flavors to bloom a little bit before we mix it in with the meat. And then I'm gonna follow that with our diced onion. And you don't have to toast it up forever, but it does help that flavor kind of pop out a little bit, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and get those onions into the pot right away, and they'll start rendering their juice, okay? If you want, you could definitely throw a little bit of water in here. It will evaporate, and it actually makes the meat taste a little bit moister at the end. All right, we'll let that go for a minute. Now, we've taken the fat out, and I still wanted to do that, but I'm gonna add a little bit of water in here. It's not very much, maybe a quarter to a half a cup. And then I'm just gonna stir this around, and it's ready for the fresh pressed garlic now. That is another prize that will be given away. This is a well-used one, but a Pampered Chef garlic press. These are invaluable in the kitchen, especially if you're family and you like garlic. So this is about 2 tablespoons of garlic. It was about six or 7 medium cloves. You can put more or less in if you like, but please make some garlic in there. I'm gonna put about a pinch of salt, 2 pinches of salt, maybe 3. So that might have been a 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon. Put sea salt in there. Let's see, now we're gonna start adding liquids because our meat is about cooked through. I don't really want to add any more water to this. And the onions are nice and translucent, and it's worth noting that this is going to be on the stove top for the better part of 3-4 hours. Okay, so now we're going to add our quart of tomato sauce. I said that we were going to be putting in 2 quarts of tomato sauce, but you know what? We have these stewed tomatoes that we canned last year, and you can't can crushed tomatoes, but you can stewed tomatoes, like halves or whole. So those are gonna actually break down. I'm not even going to worry about chopping them up because they break down very nicely. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add the beef broth. And waste not, want not. There's a little bit of tomato sauce left in here. So I'm just gonna kind of swoosh it around and get as much out of there as I can. Now we'll add, oh, I didn't shake that up, and I do want to shake that up. So, hold on. There we go. Okay, you would do the same if you were using one from the store, so treat everything the same way, I guess. Now, before I put any of the other ingredients in, I'm going to add 1 more teaspoon of cumin and 1 more teaspoon of chili powder. I just put them in here together. And then I'm gonna give it a good stir. Looks like I had something wet in there. There we go. And give it a little stir. Whoop. And don't make a mess like that. Make sure you clean it up while everything's wet. Okay, we're gonna put in our salsa verde. Yum. That is so good. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my black beans. We're gonna keep the juice in there. That's also called aquafaba. And it has all the nutrients in it from when we canned it. So it adds a little bit of liquid and oh my goodness, you guys, yeah. Those were the kidney beans. And now here's our quart of pinto beans. Oh, I knew that might happen. So what I do is I just keep a, there we go. Just keep a spatula, a little spatula handy. Quick tip for you here. Do not put metal objects in your jars because it could damage your jars later on. So make sure you use plastic, bamboo, just nothing metallic, okay? Now you can see our 8-quart stock pot here is getting pretty full. And we are almost done adding all of our ingredients. Just have a couple more here. I think we don't need the tomato paste. However, one thing that we always add is a can of fire roasted tomatoes. I'm going to show you this really cool gadget here. I don't know if I can do it while I'm holding it, but it's a, watch, let's see if it starts. There we go. Look at that! Just say it.
Don't let it fall in there.
Oh, I won't. It's all done. Now it just has a little magnet on it and it lifts it right off. I will put a link to this wonderful little tool in the description box below because I'm telling you guys, this is a game changer. I love it. It's called a Kitchen Mama. All right, so that is about it for our ingredients. Now I told you I was gonna give you a secret ingredient. There are actually 2. And I'm gonna bring those out now. Oh my gosh. This gives it such a wonderful depth of flavor. Yes, you hear me in my refrigerator. One is called sambal oelek. We like using this, and it's basically, it is, well, ground fresh chili paste, and there's garlic in it. So good. And then these chopped Calabrian peppers, or Calabrian, I'm not sure how you say it, but we're gonna put a tablespoon of each in here, and they just honestly give it such a neat flavor. It's tomatoey, it's spicy, but not too spicy. I know who's coming over for dinner tonight, so we might actually do a tablespoon and a half of each one. We all like spicy food. And here we go with, I'm not gonna reuse this jar, so that's why I don't mind using this metal spoon in it, by the way. All right, and I got these peppers at Whole Foods. You can probably get them on Amazon. So you can put a link down there to it because if you don't have a Whole Foods near you, you could always order it online from Amazon. And we're gonna give it a stir. I'm gonna get it up to a boil, a gentle boil on medium high. Then we're gonna put a cover on it and we're gonna turn it down to about 2 or 3. And we're gonna just keep stirring it throughout the afternoon. I'm gonna wipe some of this down first, but we'll see you guys in a few hours. It's been about 3 hours since we started the chili in the pot. We've had it covered on low to medium low at about a level 3 on our electric range. And you see it's bubbling pretty well, but it's pretty thin. I like a little bit of soupiness, but this needs to thicken up just a hair. So at this point, we're about an hour away from dinner, maybe a half hour. So I took the lid off and I turned it down to 2. That'll allow some of the liquid to evaporate without having it splash all over the kitchen. So next time you see us, we will be plating this up. Boy, oh boy, does it smell good in here. So we put out different ideas for you to put your chili on top of if you want to add more goodies to it. We have some rotini noodles here. We have jalapenos, and they smell good too. Diced red onion, sour cream, cheddar cheese. We've got chips, classic saltine crackers, and one of my favorites, white rice. So we're getting ready to plate up, and we'll see you in a minute. Thanks for coming by Big Valley Living. See you later, everybody. Be kind. Be sure to watch all these channels.